I'm from Germany and my wife Dana is from the USA.
And we live in Germany.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Correct.
Hey everyone, Dana here.
And Stefan.
And today, in this video, we're talking about... What are we talking about?
I don't know.
We're talking about what you've learned dating...
Yes. What I've learned dating a foreigner.
Yes. You got it.
I got it. What I have learned dating a foreigner.
Yeah. Just a few things. You've learned a lot, but in this video, you're just going to share a few of those things.
Yeah. Should we start over?
I think that was good. We can roll with that, right?
Okay.
So I think in this video, you have 3 things you want to share.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's start with the first one.
The language, of course. Language... Yeah, you have to talk with each other if you're dating.
Talk?
Yeah, honestly.
Really?
You have to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard when you start dating and the other person that you're dating doesn't speak your mother tongue.
Yeah, so what was the situation with us?
Yeah.
I was living in the Czech Republic and I spoke English. I had learned Spanish in school and I was learning Czech in Prague, but I didn't speak German.
No, I learned English in school, but let's say it didn't go well. Shout out to my English teacher.
Well, your English teacher was great. Don't blame your English teacher.
No. She did her best, but it just wouldn't work.
It wasn't your, strong suit.
Exactly. So I could speak some English. Mostly I used the English that I could speak at my job because we're an international company that I work at. So I spoke some business English, but mostly IT related English. So it's quite complicated when you date someone who doesn't speak your mother tongue, I would say. I couldn't imagine before I dated you that you need language a lot in your life to communicate a lot of small things that just go natural. Like if you speak the same language, you don't even notice how much you use your language. And
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
When you and I were first getting to know each other, I didn't know how much you were understanding what I was saying. Were there times when we were talking where you wanted to say something, but you didn't know how to really get it out in English? Or no, you felt pretty good?
No, I probably didn't feel really good.
Okay.
But I loved you so much. I just spoke whatever came to my mind. And some people in the comments argue that my English is still not good, but it's better than it was then.
So what's our main point with this? What did you learn from dating a foreigner as far as language goes?
That you use your language in situations where you don't think about that you use your language. Like it's really important to talk with each other, especially when you first start dating. You want to know a lot about the other person. And you don't really realize how much you use your language and how much it can influence a relationship.
Yeah.
The second big part, of course, culture.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, because you were from the USA and the last couple of decades there's so much influence of pop culture from the US, TV shows, movies, everything that came over to Germany. But yeah, there were still some crucial parts missing.
A lot, I would say. Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much there still was missing.
As far as understanding the American culture.
Exactly. So I thought, or I didn't think that there was so much missing and small nuances are different. And that's probably also the reason why this YouTube channel has made so many videos over the years. You have noticed so many small differences.
And big differences, but also really small differences.
Yeah. For example, a really small one, just a cultural difference and a language difference in the same thing is brauner Zucker and brown sugar is not the same.
No, and I asked Stefan
Yeah.
to get me brown sugar. You know, we were living in Germany and I wanted to make
baked something,
cookies.
yeah.
And I said, please get me brown sugar from the store. I can't find it.
Yeah.
And you came back with...
Yeah, brauner Zucker.
And I was like, no, I saw that at the store.
That's not brown
That's
sugar.
not it.
So it's a language thing and a cultural thing, and I think they are mixed together in most of the things. But I would argue that even if I had spoken perfect English, we still would have encountered these small cultural differences.
Yeah.
Maybe with a slightly different outcome, because we could have talked about them. Maybe.
But I think sometimes we didn't even know we needed to talk about them.
Yeah, because they sneak up.
They sneak, exactly. We sometimes had no idea that we were right in the middle of a cultural difference. We were just going about our life, and we both just sort of thought that the other person did this in their culture in the same way.
Totally normal for them.
Yeah, and sometimes we didn't even realize that the other person might do things differently in their culture.
And the third one for this video, like a big one for me, paperwork.
Paperwork.
A lot of paperwork.
Yes.
Growing up in Germany and the European Union, I heard about visas, but I spent my vacation like in France, Netherlands, Spain. I never needed a visa to travel. And when you moved in with me...
Sorry, can I ask? You didn't even need your passport, did you?
No, just your local ID, like your German ID.
So you didn't even have to do that paperwork. You could just...
No, I didn't even have a real passport until I met you.
And we went to the US.
Yes. So yeah, paperwork. A lot of paperwork. I didn't really know about visa. I've heard about visas, but then when you moved in, it was of course your paperwork.
It was my paperwork.
But I helped you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
and
you. Thank you.
There's just so much to do. Coming back to the language, a lot of the stuff was in German, and then just the core information was in English. So I helped you with that. But
even if it had been in English, I would still have been so grateful to have your help, because it was complicated.
Yeah, it's so complicated. So the big takeaway for this video for me, and the three things that I mentioned, is probably cultures and languages. Yeah, I've come to see it in a different way. The realization how different cultures can be, not in a big way, but also in small ways. And it's really interesting. Like, you learn a lot. You can grow, or I grew as a person, and see my own culture in a different way. Like, what I thought was just done everywhere in the world is probably not always done everywhere in the world. And just realizing that there's so much culture that you do in your daily life that you never realize that it's a cultural thing.
So much of what you do is cultural, and it's amazing how much you learn about your own culture when you learn about other cultures.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
at least for us. That was the point. Yeah.
So our question for you is, what are some things that you've learned from dating someone from a different culture, or being friends with someone from a different culture, or just getting to know people from a different culture than your own? Please let us know in the comments below.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
We see you next Thursday in a new video.
Yep. Another video coming out next Thursday. Until next time.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Want to watch another video? Here are two. And a really, really, really big thank you so much to our patrons on Patreon who help make these videos possible. Thank you so much for your support.